Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to paint some root vegetables. So let's do it. Okay, so to start, I'm going to go through my materials. I'm using my Arches cold pressed watercolor paper today, my Winsor Newton professional watercolors in my palette, my Princeton snap brushes in a size 6 and 12 round, and water and paper towel, and we're ready to go. Okay, so we are going to be doing some root vegetables today. We're going to be doing 3 of them. We're going to be doing a beet, a carrot, and a radish. And this is a fun little piece that you could add to your kitchen as decor. You could always do these, like each vegetable on a separate piece of paper too, and frame them separately. I'm going to be doing it on one piece, but you can do this however you like. And we're just going to start. Okay, so I think I'm going to start off with a radish. And radishes are red. So I'm going to grab this alizarin red color, which is a nice dark red. Okay. And I'm just going to start with a light wash, and I'm going to do a little bulb here. Now this is going to be a smaller one because the beet's going to be bigger. We're just going to do the letter C kind of, and then a backward C, like so. I'm going to wash off my brush, and I'm just going to fill it in with that light wash. And I might even leave a little bit of white space. I'm just being kind of rough with it. And a little bit later as we get to the bottom. Okay, I'm just going to leave a bit more white space. And we're just going to do this little kind of squiggly root part like that. Okay, so I have a little bit of white space there. We're just making it rough. And then I'm going to go back in with more color, and I'm just going to drop it in around the sides like so, like that. And then I might even get a bit darker with it. So I think I'm going to add a bit of Hooker's green to mute the red a bit and darken it. So a bit of Hooker's green like that. And I'm just going to go around the top and maybe one side, maybe the other side too, like that. Okay. Then I'm going to grab just a little bit of this like yellowish brown. I'm just going to bring a little bit of that down for the root, like that. And now we're going to do the leaves. So I want to mix some greens. So I'm going to take some sap green. Just going to throw it on my palette here. And we'll start with the sap green first. Wash a little bit of it off. And I'm going to come up from the top. Try not to touch the red too much. And if you are, just bring it up. Okay, so the red's kind of bleeding into the green and it's creating a bit of a brown, and that's okay. But you don't want the green to bleed into the red. You want the red to bleed into the green. So you're gonna bring it towards that way, towards where the leaves are. And I'm just gonna do a line here. This will be the center of one of the leaves. And we'll do one over this way. Okay, I'm gonna grab our green again. And we're always starting off with a light wash, and we're just gonna do these kind of like uneven leaves. And again, we're just going to leave some white space, maybe where the center of the leaf is. Like that. Go around this side. Just making it very kind of almost uneven. Just try not to think too much about the shape. Leave a little bit of white space for where that center is. And if you see, you can see a little bit of that red from the radish coming up into the leaf. And that's kind of what you want. You don't want it to be too crazy and overwhelming, but you want a little bit of that color in there. And I'm still leaving a little bit of white space here and there. Okay, and I might even do one behind. So again, leaving a bit of white space. And then a leaf kind of sticking up behind here. Okay, so we have a pretty light wash here, and we want to make it a bit more vibrant. So I'm just going to grab some more sap green, and I'm going to go around the edge of these leaves, kind of up the center. Just dropping that color in. Like that. And you can even start to do a bit of lines of where the veins in the leaves would be. I think we should even grab some darker green here. So let's grab, actually I have this Perline green that I really like. So I'm just gonna drop it in up the center, maybe a bit at the top, do some lines coming from that center vein. And I'm just throwing it in there. I'm not being too specific of where I'm putting it. I just want it to bleed and be a bit abstract looking, okay? Like that. And that's your radish, okay? So that's pretty simple and a little bit more on the abstract side, and it's just fun to do. Okay, so now we're gonna do the carrot because the carrot's nice and long and I think will look good in the middle. Okay, so we're gonna grab some orange. So I have some cadmium orange here. If you don't have orange, just mix a bit of your red and yellow. And we're gonna start with a long, so a curved top. And then it comes down. Again, don't make it too perfect. You want it to be a bit like wobbly and, you know, whatever, you know, the word is that I'm looking for. And I'm just gonna fill it in with this light wash. Again, leave some white space in there. Don't completely fill it in. They can act as little highlights. And then I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna actually grab some of this, I think it's cadmium red, and it just looks orange. So, and I'm just gonna throw it in there. Maybe a bit more of that orange. I'm just going to create some lines like that. And I feel like it's a bit too vibrant. Here, let me just, I'm gonna move it around a bit. So I'm gonna try and mute this orange down a bit. And usually I tell you to mute colors by using its contrasting color, but I think I'm gonna add just a bit of green to this to make it more of a brown. Yeah, a browny orange. I'm just gonna go down the side, do some little lines there. Like so. And then I think I'm gonna grab a bit of cadmium yellow and just throw a bit of yellow in there too. And see, when you leave those little white spaces, they just act as little bits of highlights. So it looks really nice. All right. Now let's do the greenery. So I'm just gonna, again, just grab some sap green, and I actually had a bit of orange there, so it's a bit on the orangey side, which is fine because it kind of looks a bit more earthy. So we're gonna just do some lines coming from the top of the carrot here. And again, pulling it away so that orange runs into the green, not the green running into the orange. Okay. We're just doing some lines like that. I feel like I should have moved this carrot down a bit more so we could have more room for that greenery. And I'm just gonna start doing some really loose kind of dots just with the shape of my brush. I'm just kind of putting it on a 45-degree angle, and I'm just kind of pressing down and up like that. You can always have one coming down here like this. Maybe it goes further out there. So I'm starting with this green, and then I'm gonna add a different green for a bit of contrast. Okay, grab a bit more sap green, bit of darkness in there. You know what, let's do another little stem flopping over. Grab a bit of that darker praline green, just for a bit of darkness. And I think I'm actually going to take some yellow. So grab a bit of cadmium yellow here, can mix it in with the green a bit more. Like that. And there's your carrot. Super easy and fun. Okay, and now the last one we're gonna do is a beet, and we're gonna do a really nice deep purple color. I think I might like this color the best. Okay, so I'm gonna use my dioxazine purple with some red. So I'm just gonna grab this alizarin red that we had here, and it makes this really nice beet color. Okay. So again, I'm just gonna take some off my brush, and we're gonna do kind of an uneven letter C, like we did for this one, a bit bigger though. Okay, like that, and it kind of comes to a point down here. So let's do our little jagged edge, light pressure, like that. Wash off your brush a bit, and then we're gonna fill it in. Again, leave some white space in there. I'm just kind of making an effort not to fill in the whole thing. Not consciously saying, I'm gonna leave a white space here and here and here. I'm just kind of just throwing it in there like that. Okay, so we have our light wash. I'm gonna grab a bit more purple, a bit more red, and I'm gonna go down the side here. Down the side here. I'm gonna make this side a bit darker. And I'm just gonna start doing some lines across. I think I want it to be a bit more on the red side. Okay, a bit more purple, and get really dark on this one side. Like so. And you can put a little bit on this side too. I'm just doing some lines like that. Okay, and then we're gonna take this up actually with the purple, and we're gonna do some veins of the leaves coming here. So we'll do 1, 2, let's do 3. Okay, like that. Maybe some little veins coming out like that. Okay, now we're gonna create a more muted earthy green. So I'm just gonna take a bunch of brown here. If you don't have brown, you could use orange. So I have my burnt umber here, and I'm gonna grab my sap green, maybe a bit of perlene green, maybe a bit more brown. And we have a bit more of a browny orange, a really nice earthy orange. I'm just gonna wipe it off my brush a bit. And I'm gonna go around these stems very loosely. Again, just leaving some white space. Don't be too specific with where you're putting it. You can touch the purple a bit so that it bleeds into the green leaf. Start with your light wash first always. So I'm doing a lighter wash of this. You can touch that bits of purple. And I just keep adding water to my brush just to get that light wash going. Okay, now I'm gonna grab a bunch of green and start dropping it in there. I'm gonna grab a bit more brighter green if you want. A bit more of the darker green. However you want to do it. There's no wrong way to do this. Like that. And there you go. It's that simple. And if you want to later, let's see, this one's a bit dry. So if you wanted to, you could always make it a bit sharper. Just by going over and doing some of the veins. The tip of your brush. Totally up to you if you want it to look like that. You can keep it more blended looking. Okay, so once it dries, you can do that. You could always, you know, add a bit of flicker, some paint splatters, just for a fun little look. But yeah, that's about it. There is your easy and fun, beautiful root vegetable painting that you can put in your kitchen. And if you leave I left a bit of a space down here. I didn't intentionally do it, but I think if I were to actually frame this, I'd maybe write something kitchen-y at the bottom. Don't know what yet, but yeah, that's about it. Thank you all so much for watching my video. I really hope you liked it and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram for even more. Have a great day, guys.
Bye. Oh.
Yeah, Mommy drew that.